Good morning, dear students, and welcome to our today's online class. Today, we are going to do a quick revision of what we learned in our earlier class. Okay, so in our earlier class, we learned about communication, and we also learned different ways of communicating with each other in this modern days. Now, we learned that in our everyday life, we talk to each other. Don't we talk to each other? Yes, we do talk to each other very frequently. We talk to each other at home, we talk to each other in the school, we talk to each other in the play field, and it is very, very important to talk to each other. Why? Because when we talk to each other, we share our feelings and we share informations, right? And we also sometimes teach each other while communicating. So the sharing of our feelings and information with each other in everyday life is known as communication. We can communicate either by writing letters, by having a conversation over internet, over telephone, even through radios, televisions, and newspapers. In olden days, people used to communicate through letters and telegrams. And in modern days, now we have different types of or different means of communication. Those include internet, telephone, radio, television, newspaper, and letters as well. So let us see each different types of communication. Letters. Letter is one of the most widely used ways of communication in the olden days. Now, very few people write letters because of technology. Now, instead of writing letters, we use the help of modern ways of communication, and they are mobile phones, computer, news, etc., to communicate with each other. Okay, so but letter writing is also one way of communication. When we write letter, we have to post it through the post office to the person whom we are writing letter. Now letter, after few years of writing letters, telegram was also invented as another way of communication. It was also done through post office only, but instead of writing long letters in telegram, very short messages were communicated. Okay, and those short messages were communicated from one place to another place in little short duration in the form of codes. Okay, not in the form of letters, words, but they were transferred from one place to another place in the form of code, like dots and dashes. Dots and dashes. And these dots and dashes were called code. Okay, so this was another way of communicating in the olden days. Now let's see the modern way of communication by using telephones and mobile phones. Now when we want to talk to someone directly nowadays, what do we use? We either talk to each other face to face, or if talking face to face is not possible, then what do we use? We use telephones and mobile phones. What do we need to have in order to communicate with telephones and mobile phones? We need to have another person's telephone number or mobile phone number. So we need to dial their telephone number or mobile number in order to talk to them. So in this way, it is a very fast, quick way of communicating with one another. It doesn't need days to communicate with each other. Within a fraction of moment, we can communicate with each other. Instead of talking over the phone, we can also write very short messages, and we call them as SMS in short form. And what is the full form? What do we mean by SMS? SMS means short message service, and this service is provided in all mobile phones to make communication quick and easy. Another modern way of communication is emails. The way you are doing right now. Now some of you are sending your daily assignments through email or through mobile phone, right? So what are you actually doing? You are communicating with the teacher. You are writing your answers, and those answers need to be corrected by a teacher. And how do you do that? Because you are sitting at home and the teachers are also sitting in their own home. So how do you send those work which you have completed? With the help of emails. So email is usually done with the help of computer or your smartphones. The computer also helps us to send messages to any part of the world by electronic mail. It is almost like writing letter, but letter is a physical form. The letter has to be carried from one place to another place by you, and then by the postman, and the postman again carries the letter back to the person to whom you are sending. And if the person receiving the letter also wants to send letter to you, reply to you, then he or she also needs to write a letter in physical form, send it to the post office, and again it comes to you through a postman. But here in email, you don't need to do all those things. You can sit at home, write the letter, which we call email, electronic mail, and just click the button and send it to the person whom you want to send. So it is much faster than letters. Okay, boys? And this email, writing emails or sending your pictures through computer is possible only if there is internet. If there is no internet, then sending emails or pictures or videos are not possible with the help of computer or your mobile phones, because internet helps to contact one person sitting in one place to another person sitting in another place. And internet is a worldwide computer network. So with the help of internet, we can remain in contact with every person all around the world. You don't need to go physically over there. A person can connect his or friend computer to another computer in any part of the world through the internet. So internet can be used to send emails, collect information, like we use Google, YouTube nowadays to collect information, connect on social networking sites such as Facebook, WhatsApp, and even do online shopping such as we use Flipkart, Amazon, etc. to do our shopping over there. Is that clear, boys? And we encourage nowadays to do online shopping because of the COVID-19, because it is quite safe staying at home instead of going into the market to do our Diwali shoppings. Is that clear, boys? So this is possible only because of internet. And we also use another way of communicating, and that is news. Don't we do that? I hope your parents watches news or hear news every morning in the television. Nowadays, people also use, in olden days, radio was very famous, but nowadays it is used by very little people because it is now taken over by mobile phones and televisions. So we can also find news or get news from newspapers, radios, and other different means like Google. Okay, and do you know what news stands for? NEWS. News stands for N for North, E for East, W for West, and S for South. That means information from all the places, from all direction, north, east, south, west, and south. They are collected, and those information are given to different people. That's why, since information is collected from all different places, it is termed as news. So these are the different ways by which we can communicate with each other in our modern days. This much for today, boys. This was a revision for you, and I hope I have made you clear about the modern ways of communication. So based on today's learning, there is an assignment for you. I want you to go to page number 128, complete exercise A. Choose the correct word from the box and fill in the blanks. Complete this exercise in your textbook itself. Okay, boys? This much for today. Until we meet next time, stay safe and do all things well, and happy Diwali.